Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. Today we're going to continue working on Discord support in the Serenity OS browser. And before we start, I want to show you something awesome. So after I posted the video yesterday, a bunch of people got together on our Discord server and investigated the browser loading Discord on their computers. And Luke worked on it a bunch, and Brian as well. And Luke posted this really cool progress image after doing some patches of his own. So you can see here that he is progressing the load way further than we did. So what we're going to do today is we're going to grab Luke's changes, which are still in a draft pull request. We're going to bring them to a local branch here, and then we're going to sort of continue from wherever Luke ended up. And then I hope that Luke will finish up his pull request and bring it out of draft state so that we can merge it. But yeah, since he already made progress, we're just gonna pick up his changes and go from there. So let's merge those into my video branch here. So ESO 10. And of course that makes the commit linter angry because of the formatting, but we can fix that. And then let's just rebase. Okay, so let's build that while I tell you a little bit about what it is, I guess. So Luke's PR here is about introducing the environment settings object, and that's essentially a concept in the HTML specification that describes how an HTML engine and a JavaScript engine, how they talk to each other. And let's see, environment settings objects. Yeah, so we haven't implemented this correctly according to spec before. So we were pretty close in some parts, but we were missing some crucial behaviors. And that's, for example, why we had some weird behavior that you could see in my last video, where we would load the Discord page, but it didn't update until you try to run JavaScript in the JavaScript console. And I think that's because we were not executing promise jobs at the right time. Let's see if we can find that thing. Environment settings objects. Yeah, so it's this thing. This thing right here is what Luke has implemented, basically. So while we wait for this to build, I guess we can also talk about, there was one more thing, which is we had this problem in the previous video where the image wasn't showing up. So there was just an image element referring to a ping image on the discord.com server. And apparently the reason that it does not load is because of some bug in our HTTPS connection cache right here. And I think somebody is working on this issue. So we're just going to let them work on it, probably Ali. And instead, we're going to monkey patch our way out of it by just bumping the maximum connections per URL here. And there was also the, we can patch out this check here so that we never find a cached connection. Instead, we just pretend like we always have to create a new connection. Sockets for URL, yeah. But I think that's going to be pretty good. And I guess the first goal now is just to get to where Luke got to. And then after that, we're just going to see sort of what's broken and what comes next. And then we'll encourage Luke to integrate his changes, get them upstreamed. And I guess we'll see what comes next. One thing that a bunch of people commented on from the previous video was that there are debug log messages about TCP, like unexpected TCP flags from the kernel. And that's probably something we can look at today as well. we'll take those as they come. But for now, we almost have a build here, so we're almost good to go. Come on now. Okay, home stretch. Yeah, so I'm just gonna close this out. These builds are getting a little bit long sometimes, especially when you have to rebuild everything. Okay, finally we can boot something. So let's go to discord.gg/serenityos. And I immediately remember that I don't have my resource intercept stuff. So we're probably going to get exception spam about the Firebug extension not being installed, which we're going to then immediately patch out. But let's see how far we get with just Luke's branch and that connection cache hack. Yeah, so here are those TCP errors, by the way, that some people commented on. Unexpected flag in FinWait2 state. That's something that we should be able to investigate. Wait, we're crashing in request server? Maybe I did something wrong with patching that out. I'm online. Let's see. $2,000. Maybe I was overdoing it here. Let's just go for 100. But actually, since we had that TCP error anyway on the screen, let's just go investigate that before anything else. Handle TCP. So unexpected flags in FinWait2 state. It feels like there's just something wrong with the TCP state machine. So maybe we can just investigate that. Okay, so we are in the FinWait2 state. Let's get a TCP state diagram. State diagram. Okay, this one. Wait, is there a more detailed one? This one I've seen like 100 times, I feel like. Okay. So we are in FinWait2 with this state right here. Which means that we have initiated connection closure. So I think the way it goes is that you have an established TCP connection. We are the client and we're talking to the server, discord.com, I guess. And we decide that we want to disconnect. So we take this path here. Application wants to close. So we send a fin. Actually, let's validate that we're doing this correctly. So when we want to close, we want to do a socket shutdown. Okay, shutdown for writing. Is that the right one? Okay, so we are in established state and we want to shut down for writing. So in order to progress to state fin 1, we send fin ACK. Wait, that doesn't, that immediately seems wrong. We're supposed to send fin, I think. Okay. So maybe that's the problem here, that we are sending fin ACK instead of fin. What happens if we just send fin? And then that should take us to fin wait 1. So let's see what we do in fin wait 1. In fin wait 1, we should receive either, let's see, receive either an ACK that takes us to fin wait 2. Okay, so ACK moves us to fin wait 2, and we don't send a response to that, so that looks good. If we receive fin, we should send back ACK and then move to closing. Okay, so we receive fin, send back ACK. Okay, so we're missing a sending back ACK here, so I think we have to do something like this, I guess. Or do we have like a send ACK type of function? Yeah, we do. Okay, so allow duplicate. Okay, so I guess there's a specialized function for sending ACK. It's been so long since I looked at this. Okay, so it's just checking that we don't send the same ACK twice. All right, let's just use that. So receive fin, send ACK. But if we receive fin ACK, then we're supposed to send ACK. So that's a case that we're not even handling here. So let's handle that as well. Fin or TCP flags ACK. Then we should send back ACK. And move to time wait. All right. And let's see. So for fin wait 1, we get ACK. We should we should move to fin wait 2. Okay, and then once we are in fin wait 2, we wait for fin, to which we reply ACK and move to time wait. So we're waiting for fin. And then here we're also missing send ACK. Yeah. All right. I'm not sure if we should be allowing duplicate here or not. It seems like maybe we should, to ensure that the ACK actually goes out. All right, so fin wait 2, get fin, send ACK. Fin wait 2, get fin, send ACK. Not sure about this one. ACK and reset. That's not part of this diagram. I wonder who added that. Was that me? Okay. I question this one. I'm not sure this one is legit. Move directly to close. But you know what? I guess we can just leave it there. Okay, so let's see these changes. I'll put a fix me here. Is this actually verify that this transition is legitimate. Okay, so I'm just curious to see if this makes the TCP spam go away. Because it seems like we definitely had bugs in the state transitions with regards to closing the connection. I think it's pretty likely that we've been testing opening connections a lot and doing the initial handshake, but like negotiating connection closure gets a lot less testing, and I guess people are less observant to with sort of what happens with a disconnected TCP socket, because you got your data and you don't care super much anymore. Okay, so we're still seeing a crash. Don't see any TCP errors, so that's good. It's very, very cool. Okay, so why are we crashing in start request? I guess start request is not getting a response. Sure. So request server was crashing. Oh, wait, hold on. There was a memory spike right there. Maybe this is just a memory spike. Oh, that's so annoying if that's what it is, but let's quickly make our way past memory spikes in case that's the issue, while we also, I guess we can do some commits here for the TCP socket stuff. So this one was sending only fin when shutting down. Okay, so kernel send fin when shutting down TCP socket from established. Previously sending fin ACK for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Also, I guess we can fix that out. I'm really not a fan of this construct. I feel like it's goofy. Everybody understands what this means. Okay, so yeah, maybe the memory bump just fixed that issue. And now we have continuous exception getting thrown here. We already know this one. This is the part where it's checking for Firebug, if I have the Firebug extension, and I'm just going to patch that out. So let's see. Just do what we always do. Get a local copy, intercept the fetch, and substitute with our local version. And then we can patch out whatever we like in that thing, right? So resource loader, low add. If Earl is this guy right here. How am I typing? Okay, there we go. Little hack there, but pretty good. Also, let's amend that commit with that little style change. Okay, and then let's also do the updated state transitions on incoming packets. So let's see. Kernel fix bogus state transitions, bogus handling of TCP, bogus TCP state. Damn it! What do we say here? State transitions from fin wait 1 and fin wait. State handling in. Yeah, that's maybe what we want to say. And it wasn't entirely bogus, just bugs in. Yeah, there we go. Fix bugs in. So 1, when receiving fin, while in fin wait 1, we now reply with ACK. In addition to yes, we now reply with ACK. When receiving fin or ACK, while in fin wait 1, we Now reply, wait. In addition to the fin_wait1 to closing transition. Wonder save and fin ack while in fin_wait1, we now reply with ack and transition from fin_wait1 to time wait. Okay, and 3. When receiving fin while in fin_wait2, we now reply with ack and 4. The 4 is just a fix me, so okay. But I feel good about those changes. So let's see. Where did we get? Wait. I forgot to make the actual patch. So there's the Firebug thing where the page is checking if we have the Firebug extension installed. And because we don't, then we throw an exception, which is really, really noisy. So we just patch that out and we should be good to go. And we should be able to finally see if this brings us to where Luke was, which is supposed to be our starting point, but we already fixed some TCP bugs, which can't complain about that. Seems like those have been there forever. So improving the TCP shutdown sequence, absolutely a good idea. Okay. There might be more issues, by the way, in the other states. I'm just not gonna go through it with a fine-tooth comb at the moment. I just wanted to fix that one particular error that we kept logging about. Okay. So we're churning the CPU. It's all good. And well, this is awkward. All right, so what are we missing? That's the Sentry JavaScript error reporting thing. Undefined cannot be converted to an object. Maybe we can look at that one. Throwing. Undefined is not a function evaluated from e.focus. Oh, yeah. Somebody mentioned this on Discord. I think it was Brian or Luke, or I don't remember who it was, but somebody did. That we're missing element.focus. So let's implement element focus or HTML element.focus. So let's get the spec. Okay. And what does this look like? Focus management APIs. Wait, where's this listed? Usually you can tell which interface it's from. Oh, right here. Okay. HTML or SVG element mixin. Sure. Okay, I don't think I'm going to implement focus options at this very moment. So let's just go ahead and do a bare bones implementation of focus. So it's essentially, oh, we can put it up high actually. That's not it. Undefined focus with something that we are just going to put a fix me support focus options. Yup. Okay. HTML element dot h. I feel like we have, there's some level of focus support. But maybe not. has focus. Oh yeah, there's the document has focus thing that that I did in the first video. So, okay, I guess we just need to implement this. Focus. Okay. Focus. And we'll copy that link. Ching. Okay. If the element is marked as locked for focus, then return. Oh, that's not a state I'm familiar with. Where can we learn more about that? Oh, here. Okay. Oh, wait, is this so that you can't like... Oh, it's just a recursion guard. Okay. Well, let's be true to the spec and have a locked for focus. And then we can even do this just to, so that you can find out what this is about. Okay. So if the element is marked as locked for focus, then return. So if m locked for focus, return. Mark the element as locked for focus. True. And then 5 was unmarking it, so we can do that right away. Okay, run the focusing steps for the element. Ooh, that's going to be something, I'm sure. And then this is a fix me. The prevent scroll dictionary member of options. So we're not taking options at the moment, so just going to copy this in here anyway and mark it as a fix me. This is how we usually do that. Cool. The focusing steps. Okay, let's see how big this is. Okay, that's kind of hefty. And then we also have the unfocusing steps. Cool. So what's this? The focusing steps for an object new focus target that is either a focusable area or an element that is not a focusable area or a browsing context are as follows. Okay, so it takes a new focus target, either a focusable area, which are regions of the interface that can further become the target of such keyboard input. Focusable areas can be elements, parts of elements, or other regions managed by the user agent. Okay, so it's like a generic focus target sort of thing. Cool. We could consider implementing that as a virtual base class that you might inherit from. So like element could inherit from focusable area, but we don't need to get carried away with OOP just yet. So it can be a focusable area or a browsing context. Sure. So let's say the focusing steps run or focusing steps for ourselves. Okay, and then we'll put these right here. For now, we're just going to implement the element variant of this. But you could imagine doing a generic approach that supports browsing contexts as well. But since we're only doing this for the element focus API at the moment, let's allow ourselves to be specific. Okay, so if the focus target is not a focusable area, so how do you determine if something is a focusable area? I guess maybe it says something here. Each focusable area has a DOM anchor, which is a node object that represents the position of the focusable area in the DOM. When the focusable area is itself a node, it is its own DOM anchor. The DOM anchor is used in some APIs as a substitute for the focusable area when there is no other DOM object to represent the focusable area. Man, my fingers are just itching to oop this. So, like, what would that look like? Focusable area. And then it would have something like a DOM anchor, which is a node. So a virtual DOM node, or it always has one, I guess. Yeah, they always have a DOM anchor. So we'll call it DOM anchor. Maybe something like that. Focusable area DOM anchor. And then for element, it would just, yeah, okay. So fine, let's oop it. Oh, we have unexpected flags in FinWait 1. Coming in later on, I guess when they time out or something. Let's just look at that real quick. Flags are 1.8, which is fin push. Wait, what? Fin push coming in during FinWait 1? Fin push. Fin push. Meaning? I'm not exactly sure what it means if you get fin push. Wait, should it be treated just as fin in this case? So we're in FinWait 1 and we get fin push rather than just fin. And push means that we should push data out immediately instead of waiting for additional data to enter the buffer. Okay. I'm not sure if that means that we can just interpret fin as, or a fin push as a fin in this case. I'm going to leave that one for now and continue looking at the focus stuff. So ignoring that. Okay, so let's make that focusable area thing. That was in the HTML spec, so focusable area. Let's see, and didn't it say that if either a focusable area or an element that is not a focusable area? Yeah. Wait, am I letting myself slip into unnecessary oop? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Okay. Let's backtrack before I get carried away with adding classes. Okay, having a little bit of indecisiveness here today, but yeah, let's not get carried away. I almost let myself get carried away. Let's just run the focusing steps, assuming element for now. So this will be a fix me. Fix me. This should accept a focusable area. More types. More types. If new focus target is null, okay, so new focus target can actually be null, which means that we should probably take a pointer to That's interesting. They say for an object new focus target that is either a focusable area, an element that is not a focusable area, or a browsing context. But then it can also be null, but they never specify that here. I think maybe that's a spec bug. All right, let's report a spec bug. Let's just yak shave it to the max here. But let's do it. Where is it? New issue. Focusing steps. Doesn't indicate that new focus target doesn't initially indicate that new focus target can be null. So let's link. Okay, sure. Wait, how does that look? Preview. Step 2, right below. I would expect the initial text about focusing steps to list null as one of the possible values for new focus target. Okay, great. Back on track. So let's see. If new focus target is null, so we should also call it new focus target, by the way. Then, if no fallback target was specified, that's optional, and a string focus trigger. Okay, so we have an optional fallback target. And a string focus trigger, which I guess we will, it's also optional. Okay. No fallback target. If no fallback target, return. Otherwise, set new focus target to fallback target. Okay, great. Then if the new focus target is a browsing context container with non-null nested browsing context, then set new focus target to the nested browsing context's active document. All right. We may need to yoink in libweb HTML browsing context container. Okay, so if is browsing context container, new focus target. Wait, hold on. Can it still be null at this point? Oh, no, because then we would have bailed out here. Yeah, so after this point, new focus target is non-null. Okay, so if it is a browsing context container and let's do this, static cast, browsing context container. If browsing context container, nested browsing context is non-null, does this return a pointer? Okay, so okay, so a nested browsing context is basically an iframe, or a frame is what this refers to. If so, we set the new focus target to nested browsing context active document. Why does that not work? Cannot take the address of an R value. Oh, ooh, ooh. And you don't like that because? Oh, because I put element here. I'm gonna have to put node. Okay, it's becoming a little bit more generic as we go, but so far so good. All right. Then, if new focus target is a focusable area and its DOM anchor is inert, then return. Inert. Let's see, what does that mean? A node can be marked as inert. When a node is inert, then the user agent must act as if the node was absent for the purposes of targeting user interaction events. May ignore the node for purposes of find in page and may prevent the user from selecting text in that node. User agents should allow the user to override the restrictions on search and text selection, however. All right, so who uses this? Various elements, I guess, can mark themselves as inert. We are going to leave that as a fix moi. Okay, so backing up. If new focus target is the currently focused area of a top-level browsing context, then return. So I guess what this means is that we're checking if I guess a browsing context has a currently focused area. And if the new focus target is the same as the focused area of a top-level browsing context, that's kind of interesting. So if it's focused in another frame, I mean, how would that even be a thing? Oh, this has a link actually. The currently focused area of a top-level browsing context, top-level BC. Okay, I guess we have to implement that. At any particular time is the focusable area or null returned by this algorithm. Okay, so let's teach our browsing context about currently focused area. It doesn't have anything about that. So let's add something. Currently focused area, DOM node, let's say. I think what Luke did to get to that state was probably to just patch out focus to do nothing. But now I got carried away here trying to implement it instead, which I guess it's not bad either. But yeah, let's see. Let's just continue a bit here. So currently focused area. If top level BC does not have system focus. Okay, so if is focused context. So if we're not focused, then we should return null putter. I really like having these spec links everywhere in the browser and JavaScript engine. It makes it so much easier to look things up when you're confused about why something works the way it does. And it also makes errors or mistakes stand out really, really well when you compare the code to the spec. Candidate is active document, and then while candidate's focused area is something or other. Let's see. Set candidate to the something or other. Okay, so while candidate focused element is what we have in documents. While candidate focused element and candidate focused element is a HTML browsing context container. And static cast to HTML browsing context container. Candidate nested browsing context. I think we need to include that here. Oh, wait. I'm not doing that right. I have to. There we go. While that's true, so we're just traversing the chain of iframes basically to climb out of them. Candidate is the active document of that browsing context container's nested browsing context. So this is really obnoxious. Active document. Yeah, this is a super obnoxious way to write this, but maybe it's okay for now. Okay, then if candidate's focused area is not null, set candidate to candidate's focused area. Candidate. So I guess a candidate is a DOM node in our case. You know what? Let's make that a ref counted node so that we don't walk into a bunch of accidents here. Oh, actually, that's so awkward. So it starts out as a document, but then candidate can become something else, and then we return it. Okay, so we're just going to take a little shortcut there so that we can preserve the document type, I think. But we can do this. But yeah, so we just want to return it if focused element, otherwise return candidate. Yeah, so it's a little bit like note we return right away here instead of assigning to candidate, since that would require compromising type safety. Yep. Okay. So what were we going to use this for? If new focus target of the if new focus target is the currently focused area of a top level browsing context. So if browsing they don't specify which browsing context. So I assume that they just mean the one that we're in. I mean, that's okay. That's just a little bit weird. Okay, so if browsing context, top level browsing context, has to be new focus target, document, top browsing context, top level browsing context. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and do one of these checks. Not false, just return. If we are not currently in a browsing context. Or the new node isn't, new focus target isn't. Okay. If top level browsing context dot currently focused area is then return. Okay. Wait, that was 5. Oh yeah, okay, so 6 is gonna be this. Let old chain be the current focus chain of the top level browsing context in which new focus target finds itself. Old chain is the top level browsing context dot focus chain. So we have to implement that. Current focus chain. Okay, and then let new chain be the focus chain of the new focus target. All right. What is that? The focus chain of a focusable area subject is the ordered list constructed as follows. Okay. Well, I guess focus chain of new focus target. Maybe it will be a vector of targets, I suppose. So I think maybe a focus chain is like sort of your ancestors all the way up to the top level browsing context. Or maybe up to the top level document, but we'll find out how to make these. Okay, so then finally we should run the focus update steps with old chain, and new focus target. Run focus update steps. Old chain, new chain, and new focus target. Yeah, so new focus target is going to be, it's going to be non-null at this point. So let's do that. Focus update steps. Doing a bunch of things. All right. Let's just carry on. Static void run focus update steps. Okay. So old chain, and new focus target. Yep. Copy the link and vector. I'm gonna guess that these are vector of DOM node, let's say. Old chain. Vector of DOM node. Const new chain. And finally, new focus target. DOM node. New focus target. Or maybe these can actually be referenced. Yeah, I don't think we need to have null entries here actually. Okay, run focus update steps. It's nice how all of this stuff is spec'd out so well. Because then you know what you have to do to behave like a browser. So let's see, if the last entry in old chain and the last entry in new chain are the same, pop the last entry from old chain and the last entry from new chain and redo this step. All right, that's a fancy way of saying while old chain is non-empty and new chain is also not empty. Oh, that's not how to do that. And old chain last equal new chain last. Also, we have to do an address compare. While that's going on, what we want to do is pop the last entry. So from both, actually. So old chain take. We have remove last. No, we have take last. Good enough for me. Or at least I thought we had take last. Oh, but these are const vectors. Okay, let's take them by value. Okay. Then for each entry in old chain, let's do the steps. So for each entry, for auto entry in old chain, So what's this first thing about? It's input elements. So if the entry is an input element and the change event applies to the element, and the element does not have a defined activation behavior, and the user has changed the element's value or its list of selected files while the control is focused, without committing to that change. Oh my goodness, that's a very, very big thing. Let's see, selected files. I think we're gonna mark this as a fix me. I just want to make sure that we break it up nicely here. Yeah, that's gonna go in the fix me bucket for sure. So it's about firing a change event basically when focusing. No, this is the old chain. So essentially when you're blurring an element, so you're leaving one element because you're going to focus another, then you want to fire apparently a change event, it sounds like, in the event that in the element that you're exiting. But we are going to leave that as a fix me for now. If entry is an element, let blur event target be entry. Okay, so let's say, where's blur event target? Or event target, let's say. Blur event target. No, this could be a node. If entry is an element, so if entry blur event target is entry. Else if it's a document, then let blur event target be that document object's relevant global object. Okay, so this actually has to be an event target. So it goes to the entry doc static has DOM document entry dot DOM window, or wait, no, isn't it? Window. That's the global object in this context, isn't it? Oh, I think we have to include it. But it should be an event target in this case. Yeah. Okay, otherwise let blur event target be null. Sure. So we can write that out, even though it's implied by what we were doing earlier. Yeah, I guess that's okay. It looks really awkward, actually. I don't like the way that we have all this stuff going on, and these are part of an if else situation. I guess another option would be to say switch entry dot node type. Alternatively, we could write it like this. Yeah, I guess I like this better. Even though it is a little bit awkward at first, but it also feels like, I don't know, this feels nicer to actually wrap them in curly braces. Yeah, let's live with that. We shouldn't prioritize the formatting of the spec comments over general readability, I think. Okay, and then next step here, if entry is the last entry in old chain, and entry is an element, and the last entry in the new chain is also an element, then let a related blur target be the last entry in the new chain. Otherwise, let related blur target be null. Okay, we can do that. Event target related blur target. In fact, yeah, we can also just drop that one. Yeah. If entry is old chain last, right? And entry is a DOM element. And new chain, let's see, verify that it's non-empty, and new chain, the last element has to be a DOM element. Last, then let related blur target be what exactly? Last entry in new chain. Sure. All right, all of that just to say that one thing. Sure. If blur target is not null, then finally fire some kind of event, an event named blur. Cool, we can do that. If blur event target is not null, then fire a focus. Okay, more functions. Do we have something like that? Fire an event? What do we usually do? Fire an event. Oh man, these are just getting more and more involved. I think we're just gonna have to let's just do a basic event dispatch here. What do we normally do? Event names. Like we just dispatch them like this. Yeah. Wait, is that what I want to do though? Fire event. Dispatch event. Okay, so I dispatch it on the thing. Event target. Dispatch event. Event create, wait. An event named blur. Sure. DOM event create HTML event names blur. How do I make a related target? there a set related target? There is. Okay, so I make one. Have to make the event first. And then blur event set related target. Related blur target. Look at all this spec compliance that we are gonna get today with regards to blur event. Of course, this can probably be improved further by actually doing the fire focus event steps. Yeah, we're missing the view attribute, and we need to do a focus event actually. So implement the fire a focus event spec operation. That's what we should really do if we want to improve this further. But then that will mean we have to actually create the focus event class and so on. I don't think we have that. Only in libgui, not in the web engine. Yeah. Anyway, can't do everything. We're already digging ourselves really deep here. Okay, but just to be clear, we're digging deep here, but this is what this is going to be like. We're going to have to go deep and implement a lot of random things in the browser if we want to make progress on this thing. I'm pretty sure we can skip over this part right now and just not have focus, but it also feels like why not just implement focus, you know? Or at least why not improve focus significantly by doing this? So now we are at the outer level once again. So 3, apply any relevant platform-specific conventions for focusing new focus target. For example, some platforms select the contents of a text control when that control is focused. Oh, interesting. I think we'll want to do that eventually, but we don't have to do that right now. But yeah, I think we want to do that because on Serenity, we definitely select all in text boxes when you focus them. Okay, so now we're going to run the sub steps on the new chain. Cool. So for auto entry in new chain. In reverse order. Ooh, I almost missed that. Wait, did the first one say reverse order? It didn't. Okay, so we have to run this boy in reverse order. Do we have a reverse iterator? Oh no, it wasn't that simple. Our begin. I guess we don't have reverse iterators except an intrusive list. Okay, well, so not that luxurious. We will just do a backwards iteration, no big deal. New chain size -1. I is greater than or equal to 0 and minus I. All right. Cool. So what are we going to do to these things? If it's a focusable area, then designate it as the focused area of the document. Okay. So we do that in reverse order. Interesting. So I guess you sort of work your way downwards. One focusable area in each document is designated the focused area of the document. Sure. Of the document that it's in. So I guess in practice here, what that means is that yeah, this will be a little janky for now. But essentially entry dot document dot set focused element. Wait, why do I have two cursors? This looks goofy. This isn't entirely right, let's say. Yeah. Okay, and then come these guys. Focus event target. Okay, so same logic as up here. Just we're creating a focus event target instead of a blur event target. Sure. And then we're also grabbing the related focus target. Last entry in new chain, last entry in old chain. Yeah, same idea. Okay. And then we're gonna fire the frickin' event. Yep. Okay, so I think these are more or less the focus update steps. So now we have to create those chains when we run the focusing steps. So we need the current focus chain of the top level browsing context, and we also need to produce the focus chain of a given focus target. So let's back up here. Current focus chain of the top level browsing context at any particular time is the focus chain of the currently focused area of the browsing context. The currently focused area of the browsing context is this algorithm right here, right? So it's the focus chain of the thing. So let's cheat and write it in this way then. Let's see, all right, focus chain. Okay, the focus chain of a focusable area subject. We will use DOM node in our case. Empty list, sure. Let current object be subject. Okay. Current object is now subject, sure, and then while true. Okay, append current object to output. So output, append current object, sure. Wait, but can it not be null? Browsing context as follows. Getting the focusable area. The currently focused area of a top level browsing context. Yeah, if it doesn't have system focus, return null. So this can be null. So you're getting the focus chain if top level BC is non-null, an empty list otherwise. Okay. So just an empty list otherwise. Focus chain. Right, so maybe I should have, yeah, we can be nice about it like this. So fix me, move this somewhere spec friendly. So if we get a null pointer in here, we'll just return an empty vector. If current object is an area element shape, okay, that goes in the fix me bucket for sure. Otherwise, if current object's DOM anchor is an element that is not current object itself, okay, that also goes in the fix me bucket. Then, if it is a focusable area, so in our case, focusable area at the moment basically means element. We only allow elements to be focused. So let's see. If current object is an DOM element, then current object DOM anchors node document. Okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe what we want to say then is like if it's not a document. Yeah, this is going to have to change a bit later. But for now, I guess we can just do it this way. So if it's not a document, current object becomes the node document. Yeah, this needs a big fix me here. Oh, oops. This needs work. Otherwise, if current object is a document whose browsing context is a child browsing context, then set current object to current object browsing context container. Oh shoot. I feel like that's what we should check for first. If is DOM document current object. And current, we have to see here, auto document is, how do we figure out if this is a child browsing context document? I have to convert it. So if document browsing context is not top level, so either if you, no, to be a child browsing context, you have to have a browsing context and it has to not be top level. If so, current object is the browsing context container of the document. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is pretty gnarly. Otherwise, break. Right, so I didn't do this so well. Yeah, these conditions here are not entirely right. Everything below needs work. The conditions not entirely right. Yeah. And then return the output at the end, sure. All right, well, I feel optimistic. Let's see if it builds. Maybe, I'm thinking focus chain could be a function somewhere. Focusable area. Can be elements, parts of elements. What's a part of an element? I guess it's... I guess I can imagine an element where only a part of it is focusable. Okay, so let's looky here. New focus target, never used. Oops. Wait, that was never used in run focus update steps? Also, focus trigger was never used. Okay, so let's do this. No matching call for focus chain. All right, my bad. Run focusing steps, DOM node. Unused parameter. Run focus update steps. What? Run focus update steps. New focus target. Where is that used here then? Oh, that's only if you have some platform specific conventions. I see. Otherwise it's unused. So let's do this. No big deal. Man, this turned into a little bit of a side quest here. Or not even a side quest, more like main quest. But I originally intended to sort of get Luke's changes up and running, and then I guess I thought I would get to exactly where he was in that screenshot, but he must have just hacked the focus thing. And maybe I should have done that too, just to get to that state, but that's not the path we took. So let's see if we can get to Luke's fancy state finally with our at least partially implemented HTML element.focus. Now, this is going to clash a little bit with some of the existing focus code. We do have set focused element, which is, you know, not very sophisticated. It just keeps track of an element within the document that has focus. We have not been sending out blur events or focus events. I think it's used for, like, you can tab between links and stuff like that. At least I implemented that at one point, and it uses that mechanism, but has never been according to standard. So we are making good progress on important stuff here. All right, let's see if this thing runs. Okay, blah, blah, blah. CPU goes. Okay, take your time, Discord. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Nice. All right. So really, we were just missing that focus thing, and that takes us here. That's fantastic. And then okay, this is really cool. So I assume that it wants to focus this username field here so we can type into it. That appears to not work. I can definitely not type. So let's see if we can, if we are very careful, if we can focus that element from here. So inputs, let's say, document query selector all input. How many did we get? 2. Okay, he didn't like that. I don't know what happened here. Oh, the markup generator went and died on us. That's kind of funny. So this here is a web view, but we crashed in this web view, or this web content process died because it was the one trying to send us a bunch of markup. Is this a... Wait, why are we dying? Virtual... Oh, it tries to make a big juicy allocation and then it cannot find anywhere to put it in memory. That's unfortunate. Okay. I guess probably a lot of properties on those elements. Anyway, we can probably approach this with a simple test page instead. So let me make sure that web content main, I'm just going to unveil my home directory so that I can open web pages in my home directory. And then we will create a little test page. We'll call it F for focus. Yeah, something like that. Seems nice enough. And actually, let's give it an ID. Call it I. Okay. So clicking here to focus it definitely does not work. Cool. What if we query selector I? Let's just get it. What if we call it focus? Now you are focused. Does that mean that I can type? Not really. I feel like this worked at one point. Maybe it only works if you have a text. Oh, so if it's if it's empty, it doesn't work. That's pretty stupid. Okay, so also backspace doesn't update or repaint the thing. That looks stupid. Okay, so issues. So if we click outside, now it's not focused. Click inside is focused. Okay, so what if I focus like that? That didn't really do anything. Okay, it seems like we have a bunch of issues here. Let's do some commits, first of all. Browsing context, currently focused area, okay. implement browsing context currently focused area. This is, it had a name, I just forgot. It was called currently focused area of a top level browsing context. From the HTML spec. Yes, okay. And HTML element. Man, there's so much code here, but we're just gonna slip it in. I'm sure there are mistakes in the implementation. I just wrote of this focus thing, but it should also be close enough to the spec that we can find the mistakes and iterate on it and get it to where it needs to be. Sometimes I feel like it's good to just get the bulk in, and then refinements it's much easier to refine something that's almost entirely there than it is to refine nothing. Anyway, implement most of HTML element focus. Yes. Main difference or main deviation from the spec is that we don't have a straightforward slot in straightforward representation of the spec's scrollable area. Not scrollable, focusable area concept. I've left a bunch of fix-me's around for our future selves. Sure. Okay, so why can't I click to focus? Maybe that never worked, but I feel like if I click on an element, then it's an HTML input element, and the way those work for text input is that we create a hidden shadow DOM, which has a text node that you can then edit. So that's instantiated somewhere here. Yeah, create shadow tree if needed. So we created like a little shadow root and attach it internally. And that's how we render the text inside. And we set the text node to be always editable. But I guess when you focus this element, we really want to put the cursor, text cursor, inside the text node. So maybe we need to have it some way for it to sort of realize that it received focus. Let's call it maybe did focus. Call it did receive focus. Yeah, we could have did receive and did lose focus or something like that. Okay, so let's have that. So let's make it protected. Wait, does this have subclasses? It doesn't. Did receive focus. And then we will put, where do we put this? How about we put it on element? Element. And by default, it can do nothing. Yeah. So when we assign focus, we can have did receive and did lose focus. And then anybody who wants to hook into those things can do that here. So if mFocused element, mFocused element did lose focus. Yeah, something like this. And then this guy can then, whatever the equivalent is of setting the cursor position. So the cursor is in the browsing context. So if we don't have a browsing context, then never mind. Otherwise, browsing context set cursor position, DOM position, and then we'd specify the node and the offset, as I recall. So text node and 0. Wait, is that enough? Node, yes, but it's like that. Okay, and we also need to have a text node. Yeah, so this, I feel like this should work so that if you click on the element, it will give focus to the text node inside of it. And there should always be a text node. Yeah, there are probably many bugs relating to this. This is not an area where we've been very good. Like the google.com page has been broken for like a year or something because of this. Because you can't type into the search text box. Maybe it's a good thing to spend some time on this. We could definitely improve the situation, and we're going to need to if we want to type a username into into Discord. Also, it would be nice if you could see which element has focus. There should be focus outline. We should be able to see that somewhere. Paint face is focus outline. Yeah, we're supposed to draw a focus rect around the focused element, but it feels like we're not doing that. Because even when I could type, there was no rectangle anywhere. Like here in the box class. So any box that has a corresponding DOM node, which is an element, and it is focused, so it has a focused element. Any focused element should have a rectangle around it with the focus outline color. But I don't think we're doing that. Okay, so this does not do anything. Clickety click. What if I change it? Value foo. Now clicking activates. I feel like it did before too, though. So I wonder why does it require to have some text in there for this to work? That's super weird. I guess we have to figure everything out. So where do we start? Let's see what Google looks like, by the way. If it loads. Here we are. I don't even know where the text box is. Layout is a little broken, as you can see. Oh, maybe the table layout is totally screwed. Yeah, here are the inputs, and they are just... Oh, wait, these are hidden. Oh, my bad. Oh, this is the input. But you can't type into it. Yeah, I have to do something about that. Okay, wait, so now I'm confusing myself with what I wanted to do. So first issue I have is like, why doesn't it paint which element is focused? Because I'm pressing tab here and nothing changes. And I know for sure that it used to be possible to tab through these things here, but that doesn't work. So the focus outline, paint phase. Are we not painting these or something? Child paint. If context has focus, then do that. Okay. Wait, context has focus. Stacking context tracks focused state? Wait, what? Oh, no. Okay, paint context. So it's a paint context, and paint context knows if it's focused. Oh, I see. Okay, so this probably never worked with the multiprocess browser. So basically, a paint context is a little object that you create when you want to ask libweb to paint for you, like to paint a piece of the page somewhere. And you give it a painter, a palette, and a scroll offset. And then you can also tell it if the view that you're painting has focus at the moment, and it will render differently based on that. So I think, indeed, we can see here that this is only called by in-process web view. It's never set up by out-of-process web view. So who else creates a paint context? Page host. And this is just missing. So context set has focus. And then we're gonna need to inform the page host that it has focus. So I guess something like this. And then we will need some IPC for this. Okay. Void set has focus, bool. Now we should probably trigger a repaint when that happens, I guess. So do we have a way to request repaint? Well, let's not sweat about that one right now. So page host set has focus. Somebody else will have to ask us to repaint, but set has focus. Okay, and then we need the web content IPC server to have a way to accept this information. Set has focus, bool, has focus. It can be an asynchronous API. And then we will have to add it here. Yeah, actually it can be like that. Page host set has focus, And then somebody has to send this stuff. So that's going to have to be the out of process web view needs to override the focus event and the blur event, or whatever we call them in libgui. I forget. Focus in event. Is that what they're called? Focus in event? Yes, that is what they're called. Focus in and focus out. Sure, here we go. And what are we gonna say? Client async. No, not add backing star. Async set has focus. True when it's a focus in, and false when it's a focus out. Maybe it is that simple. That would be really nice. Oh, it's been a while since we did any cross-process plumbing, so that was good. Let's hope that that solves the issue. Oh, look, 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 I can tab. I can't tab backwards, unfortunately, but I don't think that ever worked. Okay, so at least now we render the focus outline. Seems like I can't get that thing to focus. Okay, and what if it doesn't look any different. I don't know why. Yeah, this stuff needs a lot of work. It's really, really awkward. Feels really bogus, but okay, one thing at a time. At least we can tab through links. That is progress. That is progress. So let's see. Let's do a commit here where we plumb that state across. So let's see. Set has focus. Web plumb view out of process web view focus state across the IPC boundary. This makes focus outlines show up in outer process web view at last. Yeah, so at least that's something, but oh, I wonder if they would show up here. I guess they wouldn't, because it seems like I'm unable to focus. Why can't I tab my way to that text box? That's what I want to know. All right. Well, let's look at event handle mouse down. So when you click on a DOM node, I guess we could check. What we currently do is when you click on a DOM node, we set the browsing context to be focused, but we don't set the DOM node to be focused. That's a little bit weird. So I guess we could do something here, like candidate is node, candidate, and candidate is not focusable, let's say. Hmm. Yeah, and then we can just do a verify cast here for now. You don't like this because it's a ref putter. All right, sure, fine, whatever. So we would need is focusable to be a thing, which I guess we can put on event target. We'll say that things are not focusable by default. Yeah, I feel like that might make sense. And then maybe input element should override this. And maybe anchor element should override it so that you can focus on anchor. Wait, it already has is focusable. Well, just hold on a minute here. Who uses this? Oh, it's on element. Oh, I see. Well, let's just move it up to event target then. That's slightly nicer and more generic anyway. So is focusable and then verify cast to element. Dot putter. There we go. Wait, so what are we doing now? Now we are effectively going to make it is focusable. It's going to return true for that thing. Oh, maybe that was the issue in the first place, actually. Event target. Who checks for is focusable? Focus next element. Okay. So this is used when pressing the tab key. So yeah, we have to teach this thing to say yes for is focusable. So if we have a text node, let's say that we are focusable. Not very sophisticated, but just something. So that should mean that we would be able to... Oh, no response on my spec bug? Wake up, WattWG. That's a really, really low priority issue, but... Oh, dang, what happened? Don't know what happened there. It's a low priority issue, clearly, but still got to be a good boy and file spec bugs if you see them. I know I've definitely forgotten to do that in the past, and that's just silly because if you don't file the spec bugs that you're aware of, then who's going to do it? I feel like I'm sort of flailing around a little bit with this right now, sort of attacking it from many angles, because I just want to get text input field to focus so that I can focus the username field on the Discord page so that I could type a username into it. But it seems like we have sort of fundamental focus problems. Not entirely surprising. It's just, I guess that's where we are right now, so we have to deal with it. On the plus side, fixing focus and fixing text input will be massively beneficial to a lot of web content, obviously. So not a waste of time in any way. Okay, so, oh, crash? Wait, why are we crashing? So crash reporter crashed. Well, thanks a lot. Now if I click anywhere, it gets crashy. Oh, shoot. I guess that's probably the loop that I added where it checks for the candidate. While candidate and it's not focusable. Let's see, candidate is node. And then as long as candidate and candidate not focusable, then candidate parent. Oh, but then I'm casting something here. Wait. I'm not doing this right at all. What am I trying to do with this loop? This loop does something that I don't want to do. Why am I trying to set focused element every step up the chain that is not focusable? This doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm getting a little bit tired in my brain. Okay, so what I really want to do is find the first focusable ancestor, including myself. So if candidate is focusable, then set that thing to be the focus target, yo, and then break. That's what I wanted to do. Wow, that was not one of my best ones. Apologies to everybody who was staring at that loop, wondering what the heck I was thinking. Okay, so can I click wherever I want? Oh, wait, oh, look, it became different. It became thick. And now it won't become unthick. If I reload, it's no longer thick. Okay, so click, makes it thick. Oh, cool. Okay, so tabbing to it makes it thick. And I could type in it too. Oh, that is good news. Click, type doesn't work. Tab, typing does work. All right, well, some kind of progress. So I can tab to it and then I can type into it. Can I then tab to the input field on Google, I wonder? And then type into it. That would be cool. So now I'm tabbing through these guys here. I don't know where I am anymore. Oh, dude, it's the search field. It's right here. And I'm typing into it. Kick ass. Can I search? I'm totally okay. Yeah, this page is kind of borked in some way. We have to figure out what's going on with it. But at least I'm able to type into the thing if I can just tab my way to it. So let's say that is some kind of progress. But the issue here now is that if I click on it, it gets a focused appearance, but typing doesn't do anything. If I tab to it, typing works. So let's look at what tabbing to something actually does. Tabbing here will handle key down, and then if it's a tab, then we will focus next element. And then that will do a check if the element is focusable, and then call active document set focused element on that element. Yeah, so it's the next element, and then it will cycle through. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So, but this is all that it does, though. Just set focused element. So why does that make a difference? Let's see. Set focused element. Are we doing something right after that screws this up? When I click on it? Also, who sets the text cursor and stuff? Cursor position. Who sets the text cursor here? When I tab, focus next element. Well, I feel like nobody's doing it here, so it must be the code that runs. I guess it must be the code that runs in the did receive focus thingy. Also, yeah, the way that this thing behaves is really goofy. A lot of work to do here, but I can clearly click to focus if there's text there. Oh, wait, but if, how does this work? I have so many questions. I guess we should just figure out what the cursor is being set to. So set cursor position. Let's just log here what it's being set to so we can maybe learn. Set cursor. We will print something cool. Offset this. Okay. So position node, node name, and finally position offset. And let's not goof around with null derefs if we can avoid it. Okay, so clickety click. So now the cursor is in text offset 0 and I can type. Great. I guess because I pressed tab. So if I click here, ooh, what's going on? The cursor first in text, but then it moves to input. This must be why we cannot type. So who is doing this to us? So maybe this is further down and handle mouse down. Yeah. So up here, we're focusing an input element. And then further down, for the primary mouse button, we try to place the text cursor within the clicked DOM node. So you click on the image element or the input element, and then we just put the cursor at the start of the input element. And because the input element itself is not inside of an editable container, you don't get a caret or anything like that. This is kind of weird. What's the nice solution to this? In mouse selection is true. I feel like if we have, how should this work? I'm not exactly sure what's a good solution here. Like if we should have some sort of a focus delegation system, like where you can proxy focus so that if you click on the input element, then it will just proxy to the text node inside of it automatically somehow. Or maybe my thing is that I should just do this later on. When I decide to set focused element, if it is focusable, then maybe I should let the element deal with the cursor. Um, Let's see. Let's go and do it down here regardless. So we're hitting a DOM node. See if we want to focus something. Yeah, this will be really weird, but let's say did focus something true. So if we focus something, then we won't disturb the cursor, I guess. This is kind of strange, but let's try it out. If we didn't focus anything, place the document text cursor at the click mouse position. It takes me, this is all rather strange. Find a better solution. Yeah, this is all quite strange, but at the moment, this kind of feels like we can work around our particular issue this way without disturbing other stuff too much. So then if we click here now, I can start typing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what about Discord? Let's see if we can convince it to type something into that thing. Seems like something went wrong and we got stuck. Let's start over. All right, come on now. Man, it's taking its sweet time, but we are up. All right. Okay, so if I click here, or I mean, it should have been focused already. I would have said, oh, I clicked. And I am typing. You can't really see it, but it is there. Okay, I'm backspacing. Probably the rendering is just dog slow because of the SVG background. So let me choose a username. Hello, friends. Or did I just break it by backspacing over everything? Nope. Hello, friends. It shows up. Okay. And let me click the checkbox. I don't know if that worked. What happens if I try to continue? Nothing. I feel like it's not reacting. Yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out what's going on with this checkbox. All right, but at least we're able to type in the username field. Oof, at least that's something. Probably not the right text color, probably a million things we should do better, but I'm typing in it, so that's progress. So this solution here is very, very bizarre. Basically, if something is focusable, then we focus, otherwise we place the text cursor, and then essentially like the act of focusing then causes input element to place the cursor inside of itself. I don't like this really much at all, but it's better than nothing, and then we can iterate on it and come up with a better solution as we go. But for now, I think that's okay. Yeah, so, what kind of changes do we have here to commit? What did we have in browsing context? Just debug spam. All right, let's see what we can commit. Did lose focus and did receive focus. Yes, let's take those. Actually, yeah, let's take those first of all. Loop web. Make HTML input element transfer cursor into text node when focused. This mechanism feels rather awkward, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. And then we're moving focusable up to event target. As focusable virtual from element to event target. And then, yeah, this one, yeah, I don't love this one, but let's take it in for now since it allows us to edit text. Or allows us to click on input fields to start editing. Hack mouse down. Event handling to allow focusing input elements. To set, I guess what it's really about is setting current focus, update focus target from when handling mouse down events. This feels very hackish, and we'll need to come something nicer. If the mouse down event hits something that returns true for is focus. We now update the document's focused element instead of placing the text cursor in front or at the focusable element. This allows you to begin editing input elements by clicking them. Yeah, we definitely have to come up with something smarter, but it's just a hack to allow ourselves to move forward. And yeah, today was a bit of a frustrating strugglesome session, but we did make some progress and wrote a lot of code. And I think this is what it's going to look like sometimes, making progress on this kind of stuff. So I'm glad that I was able to capture it. And I hope that you saw something interesting here today and maybe even got inspired to investigate something yourself. I do want to thank everybody for watching and for hanging out. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.